Pocket Pair's own head of publishing and communications said he would force wipe everyone if he had the power. Another dev confirmed the team was recommending a restart due to the immense amount of changes and overhauls to the game and its mechanics. The patch notes are 27 pages long. There's a story now. The tower bosses are more dynamic and engaging. Wildlife sanctuaries hold unique ecosystems rather than being the same cut and paste rock. There's new pals, and from the looks of it, we have a few dozen at least. Everything we've learned about Palworld 1.0 sings the same tune. We need to forget everything we think we know. This video isn't about what you should do when you start. It's about what you shouldn't. The devs all know something that we, as players, do not. We won't know what it is until launch, and we can dive in ourselves. So why go into a game with expectations and experience that may no longer matter? On their official Twitter, Pocket Pair told us that starting a new character will give you the best experience. We want to respect the time and effort you've put in, but, and the but speaks worlds. If they could, just like Bucky said, they'd make us start from the beginning. But they know that'd ruffle a whole bunch of feathers in a way they don't think is worth it. So instead, they're opting to strongly encourage a fresh start. And I think we need to listen. How often do you hear game devs begging you to start over? Hardly ever if you're even given the option. Many early access games do force a restart, primarily because something may no longer work with older save files. In Palworld's case, they're only telling us we should. So why should we listen? After we land on Palpagos and start catching pals, our first real test of mettle has typically been with the first tower boss. This may or may not be true anymore either, but for the sake of the argument, let's say it is. Let's say that that's still perhaps our first benchmark. Pocket Pair told us the tower bosses have gotten an overhaul. Each of them is more dynamic and engaging. Their words, all the strategies we've learned, the cheeses, hiding behind pillars, those likely won't work anymore, because by the looks of it, we're getting brand new arenas on top of the new battle mechanics. We're going to have to throw out what we think we know and try something new. How about pals themselves? I'm sure you've all seen the guides. The top starter, mid-game, end-game pals different creators and veterans recommend. Well, we're getting new pals too. And where will they be? Sure, most of them are likely to be in new areas, but what if they're mixed in, about in places we already know? From the early game grind to the end, we may have entirely new best pals to choose from. Speaking of best lists and guides, there's progression. We've been told by the devs that progression is getting an overhaul too. Not a few minor tweaks, not just some balances, an overhaul, like most of 1.0. What and how we level up, the tech we unlock in our tree, the different resource requirements, it's very possible that this has all fundamentally changed too. All this not to mention the elephant in the room. Palworld 1.0 is bringing us a story. We've had hints of this, whiffs of what's going on in Palpagos. But the devs confirmed just a few days ago that with 1.0 we're getting new story-driven missions. Areas which felt empty before are being brought to life, but we don't know exactly what yet. And there's beauty in that, so we know a bunch is changing. I didn't even truly cover everything here because there's clearly quite a lot going on with 1.0. But even if Pocket Pair didn't tell us all of this was coming with 1.0, I'd still start over. And this is why. Many veteran Palworld players, myself included, have already spent hundreds of hours playing and optimizing. We all know the best pals, the fastest resource routes, the meta for different battles, all of this that we may consider expertise, it's a liability at this point. It's holding us back from what Pocket Pair is intending Palworld to be, what they've been building toward this entire time. We won't see that if we aren't deliberate, because we'll autopilot towards what we already know. But a new player, someone who hasn't ever played Palworld and will be stumbling blindly in for the first time with 1.0, they get to have their first go. The wonder of discovery, the brilliance and beauty of Palworld for the first time. Think about that. If you're a Palworld veteran, think back to when you first played. We didn't know anything. We caught Lamballs and Cativas and felt quite powerful. We committed atrocities and laughed at their absurdity. We chose a god-awful location for our first bases, but all of that, we already had our one shot at our first playthrough. Unless we give ourselves permission to start over again. Let's take from some other examples in gaming. Minecraft, Terraria, Subnautica. When you first start any of these games, you have no idea what you're doing in the first hour. Maybe even the first several. You're dropped in with no understanding, and you have to learn firsthand what to do and how and where and when and why. You make mistakes. and that's okay. Part of the fun in those games is making mistakes and growing from them, recognizing it and transforming from it. With Palworld, you won't get that if you drop into a save you already have. You'll miss out on the discovery and the wonder and the learning. See, resetting isn't meant to punish us for what we've already enjoyed. Wiping away what we think we know is going to force us to rediscover Palworld together. Day 1. No one's going to know immediately the best starter pals or the best strategies. No one. Not the wiki, not creators like me, and not you. That is both as rare as it is refreshing. So what do you do going into launch? Don't touch your old save. Maybe even delete it. Allow yourself to forget what you think you knew. If you load your old save after 1.0 just to look at something, you'll spoil yourself of some of the fun and discovery. I guarantee it. Try to go in blind. When the full 27 pages of patch notes drop, don't read them. Not yet. Give yourself time to play and figure it out first. Just play. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the wonder and the pain altogether. Learn and commit to just having fun. Allow yourself to be bad at the game. You don't need to min-max right out the gates. That's silly. You're going to build in a terrible location. You're going to waste resources. You're going to lose fights you think you should have won. And that's all okay too. Catch pals because you want to, not because they're good. Catch them because they look cool or they're cute and you want them. Allow yourself to vibe for the sake of it. Finally, if you have a friend that's never played Palworld, play with them. Tell them nothing. Try to forget what you already know and let them take charge. They're going to notice things for the first time that will bring you nostalgia and wonder for them, together to make something new. They may even see things that you never have. They might even discover something new before you do. The whole point is, ignore the starter guides. Start fresh. Forget what you know or what others have told you. Play for you. Play with fresh eyes. I don't plan to write any meta guides right out the gate. I want to showcase the chaos and discovery of starting over and experiencing Palworld as it was always meant to be for the first time. If you want to follow along, I'll be sharing my first impressions, my honest mistakes, and what I discover that no guide would have told me. Palworld 1.0 isn't just an update. It's a new game, and the devs are politely handing us a reset button. All we have to do is take the leap. That's a gift. And the only question is whether we'll take it. So will you be starting fresh, Starstriders? What are you looking forward to most with 1.0? Let me know in those comments down below. For me personally, I'm just excited to experience the game all over again. I want to see the story and the new stuff and the overhauls, but I want to do it from zero. I want to follow the devs' lead and experience Palworld 1.0 for what it is, a new beginning. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider giving it a like and maybe even subscribing for more content down the road. I also live stream on Twitch, and I'll absolutely be playing Palworld 1.0 over there too. Until next time, Starstriders, thank you for being here, for being awesome, and for being you. Bye! This video isn't about what you should do when you shart. When you should... Oh no! That's quite a Freudian slip.